Out of all my years of printing, the AD5X from Flashforge has been the easiest printer to set up, and it also features a wonderful 4-color multicolor unit as well. Here I am printing a little skeleton from FlexiFactory. Super fast. Let's get right into the review video, and thank you so much for watching. Hey guys, welcome back to Print Start 3D, and today we got an upgrade. Look at these lights that I put in, they're amazing. Kind of just zigzagged them across there. I still gotta fix the wires. I bought these for like 20 bucks at Home Depot. I got 4 of the white ones, and then this black one here I got, it was like $39, and it's a lot brighter, so check it out. We're printing check engine light for an upcoming video. I'll probably be done before this video is out, but yeah guys, look at the lighting, looks super good. But we have the Flashforge AD5X right here, and we're gonna unbox it. So let's get right into it, guys. And of course we got a bunch of cool little stuff here, instructions and more instructions. What is here? This is a beautiful little envelope from Flashforge. And what do we got here? Oh, thank you Flashforge, I really appreciate it. So we got the ADX5. It looks pretty serious, guys. It's multicolor, fast speed. It's a Core XY machine, and we also got the quick start guide. So here is the quick start guide. I will flip through it real quick, so if anyone wants to look, I'll have some reference in this video. So here we go. Here is the color module for the 4 colors. It looks pretty serious, honestly, but there's only a few pages of actual setup. Only 7 pages of setup, so that should be pretty easy, guys. And Flashforge definitely put it together well so far. We haven't actually tested it yet, but it looks pretty good so far. And here we go. Yeah, here is all of the information right here. Max extruder temp is 300 degrees Celsius. Travel speed is 600 millimeters per second. The build volume is 220 by 220 by 220 millimeters. You can check it out. There we go. It goes to 300 millimeters per second printing speed, which is plenty fast enough. I mean, I have my Bambu right now, and it looks good on this side, but then, you know, you got some problems. So nothing's perfect with the 3D printing world, you know? And, you know, I'm gonna get off my knees for once. Let's use a chair. There we go. People don't realize how often I'm on my knees in these videos, but yeah, so that looks like a different language. So it's really simple, guys. 7 pages of assembly, and let's get into this crazy contraption now. So I'm gonna set it up between the Cobra 3 V2, and I'm gonna set it up right next to the Cobra S1 combo, which is also, both of them are multicolor printers with 4 colors available on each one. 4 different materials as well, not just colors. So what we're gonna do, guys, is set it up. So I'm gonna lift it out of the box real quick. And I do wanna say I really apologize. I mean, not necessarily apologize, but I just want people to know that I'm really going back and forth between my actual job, which I work about 3 to 4 days a week, and sometimes sometimes 5 days a week, because I've been there for a few years, and I've talked to my boss, and he knows that I do all this 3D printing stuff, and we're kind of working together to figure out a schedule for us. And I think at this point I am about to leave that job basically and do this full time. So that's kind of what I've been juggling back and forth a lot recently, so I just wanted you guys to know that before I get this open here, because, you know, with all the printers that I've been getting recently and brand deals and stuff, I'm really trying to take this to the next level, guys. So let's get the AD5X out of here, and it should be pretty easy. And that's everything in the box. Nothing else in the box. Get that dirty box out of here. But I'm actually starting to keep the boxes. You see I have the A1 combo right there, but no other printer actually. I might keep it for shipping purposes, or not even shipping purposes, but storage purposes, honestly. Because I don't know if I'll move at any point, but you know, it's up in the air. So here we got the AD5X from Flashforge, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually my first, here we gotta fix this guy real quick. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is my first Flashforge printer. Alright, so let's get a closer look at this package. It looks very similar to the P1P, which we used to have, but now it's a P1S, thanks to the Bambu Labs conversion kit. Wow. That's crazy, guys. I can tell you right now that it looks like a P1P, but it just feels way more solid. Like, something about this thing already feels way more solid than P1P. But we're gonna find out. I mean, that's just first impressions, obviously. Let's see what we got in the bag. Flashforge provided us. They included some white grease here. They got all the tool sets. Got snippers, looks like a filament guide or something, and then we got a nice set of snips. I've been waiting on a new set of snips. And we got some amazing Flashforge 3D printing adhesive. So if this has a smooth build plate, I'm not sure if it has a smooth build plate or not, but I know Bambu Lab makes their own version of this, and it's super helpful on any printer you use. So like, especially on the Prusa with this smooth, cool bed, really helps keep everything intact. And actually, we'll check on that later. Let's stick with the 5X here. So that's everything included. So we got the power cable as well. Nice beefy power cable. Here's the entire multicolor kit for the AD5X by Flashforge, and you can see it's really compact. This is it. So, you know, they definitely save materials and time by having such a small little design. See, we'll figure this out in just a moment. Guys, this thing has an amazing build plate too, look at that. And it looks like what we have to do, let's give you 3 Allen keys for this whole printer. I'm guessing I take this off real quick. Now we can access this foam piece, and nothing else is in there. So that is the display screen. That's a unique way of packaging it. I kind of like it. And we're gonna remove that tape there. And this looks like we can actually just take this whole piece off here. Looks like these 2 pieces will slide into there, and then you just take off this bracket. I think it was just for shipping. Oh, I'm dropping everything. Alright, so let's slide that in. Yeah, so there's the screen installed. Super easy, guys. I barely looked at the instructions. I was able to figure that out, so not bad. And you can see in there it's got some sort of like filtration or something in there. And then let's get this off. And right off the bat, it looks pretty cool. Let's see the whole setup. Very similar to a Bambu Lab. So here's the filament scraper and the purge assembly. Alright, so what is the next step here, guys? So it looks like we're going to install the multicolor unit. So basically this thing's set up. It's done almost, right? I mean, oh yes, unlock the build plate. So basically all you guys have to do is unlock the build plate on this thing, and it's basically ready to go. There's not much else to do, but we're gonna go through the whole process here and figure it out. Alright, so we're gonna retrieve this from the little foam box, and we're gonna install it into those two holes right there. Let's clean up a little bit. We're also gonna flip this thing around really quick. So now we're at the side, we're at the right side of the printer. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so the screws are actually in the bag that are with the little filament guide. They're all the same. So it just goes in really smooth. Alright, it doesn't have to be super tight, just make sure. Alright guys, that's perfect. Alright, so now you're going to retrieve the IFS-Module, which is, I'm not actually sure what that stands for yet, but I will figure it out by the end of the video and tell you guys. So this thing right here interlocks into those pieces right there. So hold it at about 45-degree angle, push it in, and then twist back, and it should work. And now take this right here, guys, and this is actually a really well constructed 4-to-1 contraption here. I'm not really sure what else to call it, but it all comes to a metal end, which is amazing for filament that is abrasive. It's not plastic, guys. It's going to be metal on this one, which is super handy. I know a lot of companies do plastic for this kind of stuff, but this company decided to go with metal, which is super cool. So the next step is to insert all of these Bowden tubes into our IFS module. And there we go, just like that. And I like to push them up and down just to make sure they're fully seated, guys. That's always the best thing to do. Alright, now we're going to rotate the printer one last time. Rotate the printer once again. Now we're on the back of the printer right here. This is the right side, this is the back side. So inside of the foam piece, we have another 4-pin connector, guys. Let's do it. So a 4-pin there, and a 4-pin. So we have a 4-pin here, and we have a 4-pin in the back right there. So just gonna go right here, boom, simple. All right, guys, this is the most important part here. Alright guys, so we just flipped it back around. This is the right side of the printer, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're probably like, what is this? We're not in kindergarten anymore, ladies and gentlemen. We are working with 3D printers, and they love to number things now. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are specifically made for each of these separate numbers, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it says in the instructions that do not mix them up or you'll have problems. Alright, so they'll sit like this direction, and you basically, these are 2 slot positions, so these 2 things will slot into right there, just like that. So there's 1, here's number 2, let's do number 4. And let's get number 3 out of the way. Alright, so this is another amazing example of engineering, guys. So this design is unique because it can allow your filament to travel this way, but then rotate continuously either direction. But when you go this direction, when you go counterclockwise, it has a spring so the filament can retract. It's really an amazing design. And then these little grippers will grab onto the roll of filament. But yeah, I thought that was a really interesting design there. It is a really similar design to the Bambu lab, but this one is mounted on the side of the printer. I think that's a better way to do it, honestly. Way less space. You see how much space this is taking up, but now it's on the side of the printer, so it only takes up, you know, just a little bit extra width, and that's it. So last but not least, unlock the build plate, guys. These are 3 screws that are holding down the build plate, and it's intended for shipping purposes, but you have to remove them to start printing, or you'll have some errors and some catastrophic failures, actually. Alright, here's the first screw on the left side. There's actually a green arrow pointing to it, so you really can't miss it. It's a long screw, but like I said, these screws are there just for shipping. Alright, let's clean up our workspace a little bit now. Alright guys, I totally forgot about this tiny thing I forgot about. It actually keeps this wire from getting caught down here with the filament and stuff. So make sure you put that on and just kind of route the wire so it's not in the way of your filament rolls. So yeah, it's just 2 screws and this little plastic piece, and it keeps the cable out of the way. And that finishes the setup for the AD5X. Super easy, guys. Let's get it started. Let's get it turned on. Let's put a benchy on it. Let's do it. Alright guys, let's get the power on. Hopefully it doesn't catch on fire, and let's get it going. Alright guys, all you gotta do is plug it in. Oh, we actually, embarrassingly, I forgot to do this, guys. Whoa. Can't believe I totally forgot that, but all you do is just push that metal thing down into the hot end, and then just clip this on right here to one of the tubes. You just gotta clip this little cable onto a tube. I can't really do it with one hand. And then push this into the hot end as well. Sorry for forgetting that. Let's power it on. That would have been a terrible mistake. Alright, we're powering on for the first time with the Flashforge AD5X. Oh, it's happy. It's really happy. I love when printers make noise. Alright, let's go next. Alright. Just gonna skip the Wi-Fi and all that for now, but yes, this printer does have Wi-Fi, guys. Yes, so this is where you would scan into the app and everything, guys, and then do the calibration as well. It's just gonna go immediately into the calibration for us. We're gonna get into the Wi-Fi and the phone app or after the calibration, and I'll let you know how it goes. Alright, so basically the calibration, what will happen is it'll do an auto home, which it did. That's why it's in this position over there. It looks like it's doing, oh, my camera. So what does the calibration handle? This is going to set the leveling, the vibration resonance, and more. So what it's doing right now is leveling. It seems to be heating up the bed right now. Once it hits 60°, it'll start leveling the print bed. But so far, guys, this thing seems like a really solid construction, and I was really glad that I was able to get the AD5X for testing purposes from Flashforge. I'm not paid for any of this. They just send it to me to make a honest video, and that's what I'm doing. Honestly though, the print bed is small compared to the other printers of this category. Even the Cobra 3 V2 is a bigger print bed than this. It's kind of crazy, but you know, it's not too bad. And even the A1 has a bigger print bed as well. So not too bad, not too shabby. I really like how this is all included, one piece, one assembly for the multi-material unit. It is called the, let's see, what was it called? The IFS unit, or the IFS module. So that color IFS module right here is what controls all of the multicolor printing, and then partnered with these 4 spool holders here, it will allow your filament to flow through this nozzle here. It basically takes 4 colors and then combines them into one outlet. It's not actually combining the colors. Essentially, there's 4 Bowden tubes here, and the filament, each color will have a separate tube, and they'll be kind of preloaded here, and it'll only do one color through the hot end at a time. It doesn't do multiple colors at a time through the hot end. It does one color at a time. So that's why there's 4 tubes here for 4 materials, or 4 colors. And we're gonna see once it's done leveling. It's actually giving us a little, countdown here. It says 6 minutes. Interesting. It's got kind of like this lip right here, but I probably just messed it up. I touched it, but that's okay. Usually printers level before every print, so it's not the most crucial thing if you accidentally touch it right now. Alright guys, so the printer is now telling us to load filament, and we can select any slot. So this is number 1, number 2, and number 3 is on the bottom in the back, and number 4 is on the top on the back. So we're gonna just go with number 1 here, and easy, that's super smooth. So we also have to put it in the number 1 slot. So you just put it in a little bit, and then check it out guys, it's gonna automatically feed your filament through those tubes into this hot end right here. And let's give it, I think we can feed it another color. This is Amolen's matte blue PLA, and it looks super good. Actually, it's kind of rolling off here. It's interesting. Thought it would have a little bit more grip. Alright, so we can go here. It's PLA filament. The color is that blue color right there. Now let's load into another roll of filament. And I have a bunch of filament here, but honestly, a lot of this stuff's old. This looks pretty good. Standard red Amolen PLA. Go with some red filament. So the problem with having old filament is that it can start to break. And this doesn't look too bad. I just test it by bending it around. If it breaks, then it's probably no good, because then it'll break inside the machine, etc. Just load that filament there, and then and then just put this guy into number 2. See, the filament is automatically being loaded. Alright, and we can make this PLA red. Sorry for the autofocus there, but it's going crazy. Basic. This is some wood PLA. Nah. No, let's do print bed. Nope. Looks a little broken to me. Looks a little too brittle. Amolen. Here's some brown PLA. Yeah, sure. Let's use brown. There's some. Actually, no. That looks a little too old. Let's try it. Okay, so we're gonna try a cardboard spool. This is Anycubics PLA right here. Yeah, it's a little more of a tighter fit, but you just kind of get it on there and it works. So when you load the filament, you just have to make sure the spools are rotating the proper way. This one's going this way, this one's going this way, etc. Just make sure you look out for that. What is this? Anycubic PET. One more color, boys. Overture matte PLA. This is some really good filament, guys. Overture is super good filament. Alright, so just put the roll on. It's quite easy, actually. And then once you put it in, it'll tell you it's loading filament, but just wait a minute. The motors will grab it, just like that. You can see it's starting to rotate. Alright, so number 3 is another blue one. PLA, let's say it's a little bit different blue. This guy, PLA, but it's kind of a brown. Alright, wow, look at this, guys. This screen looks awesome. So we have the AD5X here. And let's see if we can run an earphone holder. Let's see. Whoa. Flashforge test model. We have a benchy on there. What is this? Earphone support. That's kind of cool. Fish. Alright, so let's go into there. We can change all the settings. So we can do the homing and stuff. Wi-Fi. Actually, let's get it on the Wi-Fi here. So turn on the Wi-Fi, and it might just take a minute here. Alright, this is taking a while. I'll give it a few more seconds. I'll just cancel it and do something else. Alright, cancel. 3, 2, 1. Cancel. So like you can plug it into Ethernet as well. There's a hotspot on there, which is interesting. Let's see, let's go back to Wi-Fi. Not sure, guys, it doesn't seem to do anything. It just wants me to wait. Well, I definitely want to get on the Wi-Fi so I can update the firmware before I do anything. Okay, let's just see how long it takes. Alright, guys, it finally connected. Basically, I just had to kind of mess with this Wi-Fi symbol, turn it off and on, and then it's like the page number appeared, but none of the names actually appeared on the Wi-Fi. Now I can see my Wi-Fi, so let's get on it. Okay, they give you a keyboard, thank God. Alright, connect to the Wi-Fi guy so we can check for the firmware. Yeah, before you start printing with any printer, you always want to make sure the firmware is up to date. Okay, now we're connecting, guys. This is going to take a minute. So guys, I wasn't recording, but basically there was an update, a firmware update. It showed a big list of bug fixes, and I connected to the internet. There was a big firmware update. There was a bunch of bugs and stuff fixed. So we're gonna restart manually the printer. There should be a power switch on the back. Flip it, wait like 10 seconds, and then turn it back on. Let's wait a few seconds. It should be good now. Flip them back on. Now we get the amazing Flashforge logo. Upgrading the MCU. I've never seen this before, but so please do not turn off the power at this time, guys. You will be in a world of pain if you turn off the power, trust me. Alright guys, so we're back with the printer. Now we can start printing some stuff, and I think let's see, how long is this fish? 8 hours. Ooh. So we're just gonna do a super fast test, guys. 14-minute test here. We're gonna enable leveling, enable the IFS-Module, which we installed ourselves, and we're just gonna click next. And so we can see the white material is the base and the blue material is what's going to be coming next. So let's make it a, oh, my Bambu's done printing. And make the blue a light blue. Actually, this blue probably, make it a light blue. Alright, press print. There we go. And it's in business, guys. Look at this thing go. It's gonna home the bed. It's gonna home the hot end as well. And so far, this thing is dead quiet. I mean, that was a little bit loud, but I know for the P1S and the X1 Carbon, when the hot bed moves up and down, it's super loud. On the AD5X, it seems to be pretty quiet. I know I had multiple Bambu Lab X1 carbons, and they all had some crazy loud noise when, not crazy loud, but they had a loud vibration when going up with the hotbed. We're gonna see how fast it heats up here, guys. So the hotbed is on the bottom. It's 46C right now, 47C. Hot end is at 33C. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. I think we're just waiting on the hotbed, which will take a moment. Yeah, the hotbed heats up pretty quick, I think. You know, it's not slow, but all right, guys, we're heating up the hot end. Let's see how fast it goes. It's going to go to 215C. It's going pretty quick. Yeah, pretty quick. Alright, 171, 173, 176. So yeah, pretty steady. Not the quickest in the world, but you know, it's getting there. You can see those little red symbols up there. That indicates that the items... Oh, sounds like I got a bad bearing. Yeah, I'm not sure what that noise was. Whoa, this thing's crazy fast, guys. Definitely do not have your finger in the way. Not really sure what it's doing right now, but it's doing something. I think it's just calibrating itself real quick. I also, this is totally random, but I forgot to mention, this was in the box. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's to unclog the nozzle at some point. But yeah, I just didn't, I wanted to show it off because I found it in the box. Never seen it before, so I'm guessing it came from the AD5X. And I'm guessing that it's used to unclog the nozzle. But, you know, that's my guess. So there you go. Right now it's doing the auto leveling. Alright guys, so the auto leveling process and all of that stuff, it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what the temperatures are set at and whatever. But it's preheating now to do the print. Just finished leveling. So I'm going to try to get some good footage of this. Alright, it's starting to extrude. Alright, looks like it's about to start. So far, so good. It looks super clean. Wow, yeah. Look at that. Guys, look at that first layer. It looks absolutely perfect. Wow, I'm really impressed. Super quiet as well. I know it's just the first layer, but whoa. Now it's going quick. I know we're just printing a circle, and I know I've been called out before for not really doing the best of first test prints. For example, I like to print benchies a lot. But, you know, I think for being a circle, this thing is really nice. I know I might get some haters for that, but guys, look at this thing. It's absolutely flying. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. My phone died. It did the first layers really good. It did the infill really good as well. It's going super slow on this top layer right now before it changes colors. And we're working on the little Flashforge coin right here. Alright, so here is a color change, guys. It's going to cut the filament with the filament cutter, and then it's going to go right over here. It's going to unload the filament. I'm going to see this filament's being unloaded, and then now once that filament's unloaded down there, now we have the Amolen PLA. It's going to be going into the extruder. You should be able to see it any moment now. Should be able to see it turn blue. There it goes. Now we got blue PLA going in. It's going to do another purge. Let's see if it cleans itself on the little nozzle wiper. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, look how clean that is, guys. It looks super good. Really no problem with this print right here. Maybe just a little tiny gap right there, but you know, so tiny compared to everything else. But it looks super good, guys. You can see. Oh, there you saw the little poop shoot out. Now it's going and printing. We got some blue filament. This blue is so light that it looks white. But yes, this is actually a blue color. It looks white though when it's a one layer thick. There we go. Now it looks light blue. And you're probably wondering what that noise is. Me too, but I figured it out. It's actually the print bed going up and down. It's just hitting the limiters, like the stoppers basically. I think, that's my guess, but I'm not sure actually what that noise was. You can see this gray tab on the side, that's the filament cutter, and it will collide with this right here, and it will cut the filament, and then the filament will retract back into the IFS. A little string there. I think that's just the filament that I'm using actually. I don't think that's the printer's fault, honestly. Oh, it's done. That's it, guys. So, whoa. Let it finish doing its thing before you put your hands in there. That's a rookie mistake. Oh, so that's actually part of the print bed. So you can see it's retracting the filament right there. So it's using a combination of this motor here and the spring built in to actually retract the filament, which is super cool. And this print bed, I actually haven't even taken it off. Let's see how easy it is to put on. Oh, I like that, guys. Look how easy. I can do that blindfolded. That's super easy and quick. I love how they put a handle on this thing. And you might be like, why did they put a handle on the hotbed? That is a big waste of time. You see this handle right here, guys? If you really did a lot of 3D printing and you created automatic print farm, this printer here might be one of your best options actually for an automated print farm, simply because of this little edge right here. And I say this because you could easily create a machine that grabs this little edge and then pulls back the print bed, and it will go back super easily the same every time. Now if you look at something like the Bambu Lab printers, you kind of can't really get it on there quite. You got to have some practice, you know. This one is really easy. The edges at the back, just instantly align it. So yeah, the edges on the back align it really quick. And let's pop this guy off. Alright, and then the hotbed goes exactly back where you found it. So guys, let's see this little print. It looks alright, you know, it's not bad. The red layers were super clean. I think the filament was a little bad on this, on the blue filament, but overall, guys, this thing took only 16 minutes to print. I used multicolor and all of that. When you press done with the print, it'll actually do some other final movements and home positions. It'll send the bed down as well, and it looks like it'll home the nozzle. But guys, that is it for my Flashforge video today. I will be testing this a lot more, guys. The reason for just a small test today was because of my time. I'm juggling a bunch of projects right now. I'm actually working with Bambu Lab at the same time, and Anycubic and Flashforge now, also Amolen and a bunch of other companies. So I have to juggle this today, guys. with a small little test print. I hope you guys learned something of benefit. If you want to see my links and help support Print Start 3D, go to my link page down below. And I of course will leave links for all my printers down below as well. I want to say thank you to Flashforge for sending me this model for a test. Seems to be a capable printer so far. We'll have to test it further down the line, of course. Stay tuned, guys. I'll have a lot more videos coming. Thank you so much. Yeah, so all you do for the hot end is just pull on the bottom piece and it will come off like that. This hot end is serious, guys. Look at it. It's huge, actually. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys the hot end and all that stuff as well. Yeah, I don't really want to mess with it right now, but we're about to print the skeleton. I just wanted to come on here. I actually canceled the print because I never got footage of this hot end. So I wanted to get it before I started this print, guys, to show it off a little bit. But yeah, we're about to start the skeleton print. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching and stay tuned for the next video. It's going to be the FlexiFactory skeleton and we are using the multicolor system as well. So I cannot wait to show you guys the finished product. Stay tuned for more videos and thank you so much.